Greetings all, this is Dave Fuchsa. I'm doing a demonstration to sort of compare two secondary weapons, the Kobus 90 and the Para Submachine Gun. So I was making a little bit of a discussion in the forums. Someone is like, has a guide for what the most optimal weapons are between primary and secondary weapons. And he's got the Kobus in here, but he doesn't have the Para, and his thinking is more or less that because it has lower damage, lower rate of fire, a little bit smaller magazine, and I guess for the most part it just lacks the ability to have like all the surprising uses that the Kobus 90 has. This is not really an optimal weapon. However, it does have a couple of advantages over the Kobus. One being that it's normally got way more accuracy, and it's actually probably a lot stronger than the Kobus in the aspect of just being able to hit things at longer range. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration just to go into our safe house here. And I'm just going to compare the two weapons by firing them at the back wall. This is sort of show the grouping of each weapon. And let's just, for showing purposes, we'll put in the loud KSP. So before I say anything else, I just want to note that I'm not saying that the Para is necessarily better than the Kobus 90. I'm just saying that it occupies its own niche as a long-range weapon. That might be suitable for pairing up with like a loud KSP here, rather than say pairing this up with say the Kobus 90 or a pistol if you don't like using pistols or something like that. So we're just going to jump into our safe house. And slowly load away. So we're just going to walk over here to the weapon area, and I'm not going to hit this thing. We're just going to go stand right about here. I'm more or less going to aim right around there, the back wall. I'm not going to use a scope because the scopes on the Kobus 90 and the Para are different. And we're just going to basically hip fire. So I just want to note that this is more or less the accuracy on display at 18. It's also good to know the rate of fire that the Para sort of shows compared to say the Kobus. It does take longer to fire, and it does do less damage, but the accuracy is well noted. This is just hip firing it, and look how accurate that is. That's like the edge of medium range, I guess you could say, or maybe it's the start of long range. And I'm just nailing that small little cluster very easily. Very, very small, tight grouping for the Para. Oh, I can't remember if it's you reset the game to go safe. I suppose let's just quit to the main menu. So that's just the Para, and this just shows like how accurate it is with 18 accuracy and lower rate of fire at longer distances. And this is the point I'm trying to get across. It's not that the Para outperforms the Kobus due to like its higher rate of fire or bulldozer raising capabilities and damage and all that. It outperforms Kobus and more importantly the CMP that it lists up there, just due to the fact that it's capable of being used to hit stuff at long range. I'd also note that this is a fairly good weapon to use for combination with the saw as well. Though I've only found that it's really useful with the saw in missions like Firestarter Day 1 and missions where enemies aren't necessarily always going to be very close to you. At least hopefully. And we'll slowly load up again. So this is the Kobus. As you can see, I've got a different sight on it. And more or less, we're just going to stand right here again. Let's pick a spot on the wall. And we're just going to blindly hip fire. And right away, you can already notice something. Besides the fact I'm using a lot more ammo, I'm not hitting very accurately. The accuracy that the Kobus loses compared to the Para, as well as higher rate of fire, actually does contribute quite, steadily to a lot of missing at longer ranges. You can be able to use this weapon at closer, fairly accurate medium range, but it loses all its punch once you get to longer ranges. And this is where I'm just saying the Para is superior to the Kobus. Just on the fact that, look at that. I don't even have to. I can't even get that in the scope. It's so widely dispersed. So anyways, that's just a quick video to sort of show the differences between what the accuracy in the Para and its handling compared to the Kobus do, depending on if you're looking for a secondary weapon that didn't help you at long range or close range. Anyhow, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed.